What is good, my little Smashlings? My name is Admin, and we're back for another, I almost said OU battle, back for another Super Smash Brothers upload in the daily Rock HQ videos. But I'm super excited to actually be bringing you some gameplay against a live opponent. You know, I've been doing a lot of CPU level 9 gameplay, but now I've got several videos against friends at my university. I'm super hyped for the Smash release. I just came from a tournament I put on at my university for both Melee and the DS version. Had a super great time playing both games. I noticed it was really weird though to go from the GameCube version back to the 3DS. But today we do have some live gameplay as we will for the next couple of weeks. As always, it's post-commentary, so these battles have already happened. But I'm going to be giving you some feedback on what worked well for me and what didn't work. So without further ado, I'm going to cut and we'll be back with the battles. And we're back. So, like I said, these are all battles against actual live opponents, friends at my university. So, no more fighting CPUs, at least for now. Very excited to get some gameplay against actual people. But let me know, all of you enjoying the demo, how are you liking it? What characters do you like? I'm definitely maining Mario, just because he's similar to some of my favorite characters. You're going to see me facing off a lot of different characters. And first off, we've got Villager here. So obviously I kind of start off by just dropping some fireballs on him. And the reason I do that is I know that if I can force opponents to either shield or with Villager to pocket the fireball, I can rush them, especially with my down A, that slide attack, and get off some damage as I'm forcing them to block the fireball. So they're either taking fireball damage or they're taking damage from me rushing in on them, taking advantage of them blocking that attack. So that's my strategy. Here you see me kind of maneuvering around, trying to play to the advantages I have over the Villager. So, you know, I am more agile and I've got more powerful attacks in general. I'm more acrobatic, so I'm really trying to work that to my advantage. I found that in the handheld, Mario's running A and his down slide are very powerful. I'm also trying to bait my opponent into using their rocket attack so I can cape it right back at them as it does lots of damage. Then you see the Villager doing what he does best with a very powerful recovery. And then I do a good job of actually being able to block the shield, even though it's extremely close. The timing is a little difficult, kind of like Pikachu's T-Ball, because it's slower than you might think it'd be. But there I do get a good dodge and manage to get the KO. There I was trying to evade my opponent during the invincibility, but I definitely messed up jumping right into them. And I'm not doing too good right now. I do kind of get it back there. That's a little combo I like to do a lot with my opponents at low damage. Just spamming those low A kicks. But you can see I'm doing a really poor job at this point of blocking the rockets. I'm still kind of getting used to Villager at this point. My opponent does an excellent job there with the A smash. At this point I haven't had too much practice facing Villager, so I'm still adjusting. So here you can see me just kind of trying to outmaneuver them, get some damage in. And my opponent is not really putting on much of an offensive presence right now. I'm doing the slide attack pretty successfully. I've kind of shut down their overall offense, especially since I'm at such a low range of damage. Notably there, you saw my opponent using the slingshot intermittently, and I haven't really mastered how to deal with that effectively. So here we do go into sudden death. I get really lucky there. I am able to block the shield, but I do manage to slide in for that down A, and it misses though. But I do get lucky and actually get the A up off before my opponent gets their A down with the turnips off. So a really great, really competitive first match. That is going to go into my favor, but it's definitely not going to stop us. So we are going to go ahead and roll right into the next battle. Overall, I think that one went well. There were definitely some pretty obvious mistakes I made. Most of those mistakes were around shielding or deflecting the rockets. I had some really poor timing there. And some of the Villager's smash attacks are still kind of new to me, like the chopping down the tree, which you'll see later, and the up fireworks, because they're kind of delayed and they've got a surprising range of effect or surprising areas that they hit. So I'm definitely still learning the Villager. I think in the hands of skilled players, he definitely has potential, although I don't think he has overall tremendous amounts of power. He does have very unique moves that are very good situationally and excellent recovery. Here my opponent who's maining Link actually chooses Link. Link's been really interesting for me to face. Link's definitely very powerful, capable of getting kills with the sword very easily at very low ranges. Here this match is definitively off to a bad start. I let my opponent rank up a lot of damage, but you see I do go on a really good little combo right there, exactly how I like. And here you see me resorting to that strategy I was talking about. By spamming the fireballs I kind of get my opponent to either block or take damage, and then I rush in with that down slide to start getting damage off. I really love Mario's down slide. I found it profoundly effective. There you see a tragic instance of misclicking. Mario doesn't have the best recovery, and as a result, my missing the button presses right there cost me a life. And in a time brawl, that's hugely detrimental. There you see I am aware, because I used to play as Link a lot. I know how powerful his down A is, and I need to avoid it at all costs. But I also know that very similar to Pikachu's Thunder Attack, it leaves Link very open. So I'm deliberately doing some aerial play to try and bait my opponent into that attack so I can hit them with a very, very powerful smash while they pull the sword out of the ground. Here you see me kind of resetting. I want to set a tempo again, so I'm comfortable spamming. Just because I don't want to let my opponent have too much offensive momentum. There you see me trying to deflect the arrow using the cape to make my opponent back off the edge so I can recover safely. But it backfires. My opponent's doing an amazing job at this point at playing the edges very aggressively, making it difficult for me to recovery, and they did get some good damage off of me as a result. Here, excuse me, you see me again trying to slow the pace down a little bit. I want to stop Link from having too much offensive momentum. And I'm watching Link physically as I'm playing. I'm learning to watch my opponent while watching myself so that I can time the cape properly for Link's fast projectiles like the arrow. Here you just see some example of Link's just raw power. I do manage to recover safely without losing a life, which is very, very good because that keeps us at sudden death. And there and that's a key example of watching your opponent. As soon as I saw him draw back the arrow, I prepared myself to use the cape. And as soon as I saw the release, I hit the cape. Obviously, at 300, I was able to get a very, very easy knockout, a surprise knockout. So that was a really, really great match for me. Overall, I think I played that one very, very well. I think I've actually really learned how to play Link successfully. So I would rate that match as even better than the first one that we saw. Here, of course, we see we are going into the next match. Going to see if my opponent can turn it around for himself. But again, I always welcome comments. Something I know about my Mario game is I almost never use Flood. So I'm curious for those of you who do use Mario, do you use Flood at all? And if you do use Mario, what other tips, suggestions would you have? What other competitive maneuvers can I employ in my game to get to the next level? So you see my opponent using Mega Man. Obviously, you've seen me all go up against Mega Man before in the channel. And Mega Man's kind of interesting because with Mega Man against Mario, I like playing characters who can deflect projectiles. I like having the ability to control all the projectiles on the field. Another reason I like Mario is because I main Falco for the same reason. So with Mega Man, I try to bait range to bait Mega Man into using some of his attacks that are projectiles so I can just keep ditching them back. Here you look at the percentages, you see him doing really, really well. And I'm able to get a very, very easy knockout early on. I'm doing, again, my best to control the projectiles. Mega Man doesn't have too much power. His most powerful moves are going to be... there is his side hurricane you just saw him use there, but mostly it's his up spread and his down spread, which are very, very powerful. So I know if I keep him at a distance and bait him into using projectiles, I can really, really take the advantage in this match quite effectively. And that's kind of my plan with intermittent sneak-ins with the low dash. But I've definitely learned how dangerous it is to roll around Mega Man, so I'm trying to minimize how close I am to Mega Man. Also because his A attack is just those close-range pellet fires from his cannon, and I don't want to get caught up in those. So I'm making a definitive point to avoid those as well. Here you see I am getting kind of up there in damage, playing it a little closer than I'd like to. And here you see me kind of trying to reset momentum. My opponent gets, and you see example why I need to stay away. My opponent does an amazing job with that down spread. Takes me right out. And here I think I'm just relying purely on my confidence. I know I'm more experienced with Mario than my opponent is with Mega Man, so I'm really rushing it a lot. Even right there you see a very risky play. I called that I could surprise my opponent with the down A before they could release the smash. Early in the game I showed how effectively it was to implement projectile control. So in retrospect, I did come out on top in this game, but I think I should have considered maybe being more conservative. Since I was putting myself in the line of Mega Man's most dangerous attacks. That's going to conclude tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed those battles. There's more Smash content coming. I'll be getting the full game once it comes out, and we'll be streaming as well. So if you have not yet, please check out our Twitch right down below. And if you love Pokemon, if you love poetry, if you love the Renaissance, check out the rest of Rock HQ. We have tons to offer. Be sure you go to our channel and just look through our different playlists. But as always, Rocket people, I appreciate your support. And I appreciate your competitive feedback. Let me know what you thought of this video, or what you thought of the gameplay, what you think I can do to improve on, and let me know what characters you like. I welcome your discussion and your support 100%. So, as always, my name is Abadumbra. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're as hyped as I am for more Smash content and the release of Smash for 3DS in the future. Have a good one.